Hello everyone and welcome to the map Solaris. Today we'll be taking a look at a viewer submitted match of StarCraft 2. But not just any normal, your typical viewer match. No, I have been issued a warning. This one is going to be filled with some choice emotions. Introducing the blue Terran here in the upper right corner, it is Great Oz. From Nuke Z. Is it Nukes? Or do I actually pronounce the Z? And their Terran opponent, the red SCVs here in the bottom left with an Adept. Nope. Lasara. Part of the Swarm campaign portrait. It is Navarro. I think that's Lasara. I'm sure if I'm wrong, somebody will correct me. That's usually how life goes. Really? Already? Just kicking it off. Alright. Now, I will not reveal who the viewer was, of course, who the submitter of this replay is, but I will say, I saw the screenshots for the chats that happened outside the match, and I'm very intrigued in what happens within the match, shall I say. So, viewer discretion advised, take caution on your innocent ears and eyes, and enjoy. We are starting this off with Proxy 2-Rax Marine opener, it looks like. Lightning fast Reaper expand here from Navarro. The red Terran getting the depot. That's not usually where we put that depot though. Usually want to put that over here to block or at least see any incoming Reapers, of course. There are no Reapers. We know that. We can see that. And behind this, it looks like Oz still got that SCV production, likely to see factory slapped down eventually. The Marines show themselves. The SCVs here to support. There is a Reaper. A bunker is going to be constructed for both of them. Can the Marines get up the ramp? Not before that door is shut and SCV is killed off. Marine for red gone down. That injured one back. Oh yeah. Beautiful micro. The CC is going to be canceled. The bunker is destroyed. And the low ground bunker looks like it will be completed. Reaper. Let it begin. Marine feels what it's like to be an air unit for a brief moment here. The Reaper, hopelessly outmatched, hopelessly outgunned, gets a Reaper friend to try and help them out here. The bunker is complete for red, which means this isn't going to be fatal. Are you rushing me in TvT? That's not normal. Terrans. I'm pretty sure, reasonably confident, Diamond Terran. I know the submitter has been Masters in the past, but I believe current ranking, I'm guessing, is around Diamond. A Cyclone here, helping out. Bunker, Cyclone combo. The barracks, obviously, is not going to be any major issue. It's going to be destroyed. CC starts up on the high ground. It's Delusion build. Are you a macro player? Are you a cheesy rusher? No, I'm a delusional player. I only play delusion builds. I like it. The SCV is trying to repair the barracks, which is a questionable decision. On the high ground, actually, the Marine's going to get the depot, which is going to be surprisingly helpful, I think. Not going to supply block our red Terran here. The barracks will eventually crumble, will eventually burn down here. I feel like it should do damage to the things the pieces fall on, but that's fine. Reaper almost losing its life. What is Great Oz doing behind this, though? One of those barracks was floated back. A CC was made. It's going to be landed. There's cyclones out for safety. Oh, I'm sorry. There's three CCs here. A third CC was made. Very nice. The macro play. I quite like it here. On the other side, just now getting that third CC started. The natural turning to an orbital should be landed momentarily here. Maru feeling angered, feeling slighted. Going to send 2 Reapers and a Cyclone, which is almost the entirety of the active army forces. Just send them across. Might actually get an SCV or 2 here. Double Cyclone down. The ramp will force these units away, it seems. UUBC. Ah, yes. I've also been accused of making battle cruisers. There are no battle cruisers being made, though. The scan sees, ironically, a Raven and a tech lab, active. So, battle cruisers, not usually the same shape as the Ravens. I'm sorry, what was that exchange here? Expensive scan, I agree. Free. Ah, you Terran main. Somebody here is not quite adept, I will say, pun intentional, of course, at the, let's go with the principle of opportunity cost, yes. Because when you spend the energy for a scan, that's energy that's not going into a mule. And I know, you beloved, beautiful, intellectual viewers all know this. Because you guys are brilliant, of course. Massive brains. You know you can't scan a base without saying, but that could have been a mule. So that's minerals lost. And our dear Red Terran here, despite being ahead in the resources lost, we know is reasonably far behind here. Over 20 workers down in a mirror match. Rated M for mature, it seems. Forces on the high ground already prepared. A little caught off guard, though. The Raven's gonna have to lay down some auto turrets. Will force the Red Terran forces away. Just a chatty one. Just a chatty one. I would have blocked. I would have muted this one about 10 times over already, I'll admit it. Forces. Everybody's on an attack move at this level. The siege tank's going to be a little exposed here. One of them will be picked off. There are Vikings to support, which means the medevac definitely not getting out of there, as both of these players maneuvering some forces around the map. Ooh, that would make me mad. Oh man, that would hurt. Vikings flying overhead of Marines, which is providing some high ground vision, but not really much else. A little bit of a missed micro, I'd call it. Auto turret's gonna be laid down. The siege tanks eventually destroyed. The rest of the Marines will fall, which means great Oz, the blue Terran, able to push up that ramp, set up a couple siege tanks, but really without much else. This position will be broken. Boys will be pulled. Boys will be hurt. Boys not going to be killed, though. Just bruised, battered, and beaten. What was that scan? Checking the high ground, perhaps seeing if there's a tank up here. That's my guess. How are they both responding to this? We see the third base being taken for blue. When you're ahead, get more ahead. 69 SCVs, very nice. Maru, the Red Terran here, a measly 44, scrambling to try and keep up. The Vikings, you'd think a ship would be able to outpace the siege tank, but there we are. Where are they gonna go? Place your bets. Back home, across the map, sit here for an undetermined amount of time. I don't know. You get that spot. There could have been forces here, darn it. What's our army compositions looking like? I'm seeing Fusion Core on the way. Why I'm not instant leaving TvT. I have delusion. Well, you should try a delusion build, my friend. I can highly recommend. Wow. Oh, I would have gone for the Ravens. The siege tanks will be picked off. The ground forces gonna start to punish the SCVs. The Marines actually killing off a few of the Ravens too, and a pretty heavy loss here for the Blue Terran. Losing, 17 SCVs total. Did you just interference a Viking? Oh my god. The CC is burning. Red health issued. The refineries will be shut down. I think Blue Terran here biting off a little bit more than they can chew, taking this base. Not enough siege tanks, not enough Vikings or Marines. There's 0 Marines. Like, okay. Oh, wait for it. How it's possible that you're losing? How are we determining that they're losing? What's the criteria here? Because, resources lost. Sure. However, I still draw your attention to the worker count. The discrepancy is strong. The composition that Blue is going for takes a bit longer to get set up, but if you can get their siege tank Viking battlecruiser is tough to break. And so far so good. The natural will hold, the medevacs will fly around without purpose. Oh, tanks are imbalanced. I'm sorry. Composure. Must compose myself. I am an unbiased caster. Yes, the time of the TvT balance complaint has shown itself. Very good. TvT, as a mirror matchup, all of the mirror matchups in general are just so unfair. They're just imbalanced, guys. I don't understand how on earth we're supposed to deal with the same units we can make. It just doesn't make any sense, does it? I mean, look at the battle cruiser. This thing can teleport across the entire map in the blink of an eye. How is that fair? Oh wait, I'm sorry, you said I can make that too? Oh? Well, no, it doesn't work like that. Everything is a draft pick system, right? You see, since Great Oz has chosen the battlecruiser, that means that I, as the Red Terran here, am no longer allowed to make battlecruisers. That hurts. It did its job, though. I believe the battlecruiser was sent across to pull the army back, because we all know Marauders are the ideal counter, the absolute perfect choice for trying to deal with a rowdy battlecruiser. I'm gonna let that one sink in. Behind this, making more tanks, making more cruisers, bases taken galore. What are you up to? 6? Very nice. Just now getting started on number 5 here, getting that saturated. The worker count actually in the lead of Red Terran here. I'm starting to have to be a little concerned who might actually be ahead. Siege tanks already set up. Not quite in the best spot, but luckily most of the force here is Marauders, so just lifting the CC is going to be helpful. Okay, what's our APM look like? Oh yeah, that's pretty fine, pretty reasonable here. They're both doing stuff. The siege tanks should be able to clear all the ground forces, and the Viking count is superior for the Blue Terran here, which means... oh, you are lucky you get away. LOL, you only know how to hit siege tanks. Heruan plat here. I'm guessing that the Red Terran here might not main Terran. It's almost like sacrificing units to the tank gods. Well, you know, you can't really argue it. Blood sacrifice is, of course, a long-standing tradition of anti-siege tank players, because you never know. You might just hit that magic number. You clueless. This is what we're here for. Like, Indigos cast the match. No. This is perfect. Ooh. Ooh, avert your eyes. Now I have to put up a language warning. Great. How you need to kill this. You clueless, that's how you need to kill this. Sacrificing units is how you need to kill this. No. I will actually debate that point. Liberators. Liberators is how you need to kill this. Ooh. Planetary Fortress. Don't have balance. We're back to the balance complaints, okay? Somebody keeping track of the time here. How long in between an official TvT balance complaint? Very good. The landed Vikings doing very well, actually. 4 kills, 3 kills apiece, and increasing. The workers being lost here. The battlecruiser count is rising. How many Vikings? 10? Oh yeah. I'm loving the composition here for the Blue Terran. Absolutely. If only we had high-sec auto-tracking. If you're not going to get infantry upgrades, you could get high-sec auto-tracking. I wouldn't make too much fun of you if you're going a mech-style composition like this. The planetary will be destroyed. CC already on the way. That's probably the Reds. And the rest of the army forces, meanwhile, not sitting idle. This is an orbital, very different from a planetary. Orbitals are balanced, you know. Planetaries, they lack that balance. They're very imba. Ooh. Alright. Bases destroyed, SCVs slaughtered. We've reached double digits for everybody here. The battlecruisers caught out in the middle of the map. One of them will teleport away, the other falls. That was a panic teleport, and I agree with it. Red's forces out on the map here, Marines. This is a lot of Marauders. 19 Marauders. My friend, you went a little overboard on the Marauders here. I get it, siege tanks are scary. That's fine, but, you know, it's also not the typical answer. Here, the force is going to move up into the main base, start to wreak havoc amongst the production. The siege tank unsieged attack crawl through the natural battlecruisers here to support. The army is definitely better for blue. The problem is it's slower, too. If red is able to split up these forces, maneuver around the map, they'll have an easier time trying to pick all of this up. And I think, no, they're picking everything up. I was gonna say I think they know that, but who are we to say what they do or do not know? The planetary, showing its true imbalance, will fall to the superior marauder count. The blue forces also, likewise, wreaking havoc through the main base. Oh, there's a siege tank here. Get him, get him. Oh yeah, siege tank attack graphics. Now, I'm curious, how much does Red know? Oh, Red knows where most of the bases are. Hasn't seen this one yet. But is more focused on, I think, just trying to stop the attack. There's only 13 Marines. There's 10 Vikings, 9 Vikings out on the map now. The force is gonna drop on top of the siege tanks. Chaos erupts. There's been no chat for like at least a minute here. Both players actually focused on the gameplay, it would seem. I'm a little worried though, because 10 Vikings, 6 battlecruisers beats 9 Vikings, 7 Marines, wholeheartedly. I think this is just going to come down simply to there's no answer to the battlecruisers and the Vikings, but more so the battlecruisers. How many siege tanks are there? 8? Oh, they're sprinkled all around the map, though. This is the main army here. The battlecruisers are the main force to be reckoned with, to contend with here, and they will absolutely decimate the Marauders on the ground. The Vikings going to start to deal with the medevacs. Marauders are going to be destroyed. More production is found. Bases are here, angrily shaking their Marauder fists at the... What are these upgrades? 2-2 cruisers. OMG, I lore this game. Navarro, very familiar with the story, yes. I will intent leave Imba TvT. TvT Imba. Yes. This matchup is literally the most unskilled. Wow, that I'm not sure that could be more off, actually. TvT is kind of a lot of skill. It's a lot of positioning, yes. Some of it is kind of, you know, oh, you built this, but I built this kind of thing. But all mirror matchups work that way. Oh, we're mad now. All caps, yes. That's not true. Coming from the Marauder player. The Vikings gonna land on deck, destroy the bases. This is what we're here for now. Quit trying to cast Indigos. How many messages have been sent this game? I think we've got to be at least like over 100 messages, right? Navarro has not rebuilt their base. These are the only buildings. Illusion, the word of the day. I love it. Delirious, yes. If you are afflicted by delusion, you could be delirious. I played Mass BC2. No, I don't. Red hasn't built a single battlecruiser this entire game. No, there's been no battlecruisers. Oh boy. Well, clearly, Red Terran here, in a fit of rage and panic, is making a CC in the middle of the map here with the only SCV left on file. Yes, there's one SCV, one medevac, 3 Marines, and 11 Marauders. And if you know your basic cooking recipes, you know that means there's no hope. I have Master with Protoss. Ooh, there we go. Now we see. They're a Protoss player. Master, almost Master with Random. Unskilled. TvT, most unskilled, most imbalanced matchup. Great Oz, correct in their assessment. Still on multiple bases. I don't know about 4, but... Well, there's a CC all the way over here. I love it. You randomly place mass base. You know what? The offensive GG, I'm okay with. You get a green light on that one, totally fine. Navarro has shown themselves to love the word delusional. And you know, honestly, it's a great word. I'm enjoying it. Ooh. Language, yes. Language warning. Consider yourself fairly warned. If you made it this far into the match, you're on board, you're intrigued. It's like watching, I don't know, watching something on fire. It's like a dumpster fire, just spinning out of control here. AFK in base, 1 attack. No, I don't know if I agree with that either. There were some battle cruisers going around harassing, some siege tanks sprinkled about. What need brain? Learn to kill mech on 3 base or tech up like a normal person. Oh man, we've reached the very upset phase of the match, yes. Very nice. We've lost all of our logic and sense in the argument, and now all we're left with is just harassment and attacks. Yes. I will say I no longer think Navarro should be allowed to say delusion. I think the I think the word's too good for them. You think that I want to play mech versus mech? Not a bad idea. Better than Marauders versus battle cruisers. I will say, at least mech versus mech, you might, have a chance at it. What's left? It's just the 2 depots. We'll just focus right here. I'm sorry, what is it? Oh, TvT is the most boring and unskilled thing. I don't know how we can disagree with it. You can play bio versus mech. Absolutely, totally fine. You just have to be mobile. You have to be proactive. You got to be dancing around wherever the battle cruiser fleet and siege tank army is not. I will have 300 APM. I kind of doubt. I hereby press X to doubt. Averaging only 132 here. 300's a little overzealous, I think. I have 10. Ah, yes. The single battle cruiser here will deal with the Marines. Pick off all the Marauders. I think you're focusing the Marauders first. And I don't blame you. Marvelous. Absolutely. Exquisite. Entertaining. Thank you very much for that submission. Always good to see a bit of salt, a bit of rage. Trash talking. It wasn't, I wouldn't say it was actually very rageful until the very end. We lost kind of all the logic and sense in the argument and just started spouting off swears and ludicrous, delusional harassment claims, I say. If you enjoyed, be sure to let me know in the comments below, guys. As always, thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and remember to mute your opponents.